Yes. We're
Back.
live. Did you see? Did you see the news about Gary Lineker?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the Beeb have come out and said that he's stepped back, but he's come out and said that that's bullshit, and that they've basically told him that he can't come back until he apologizes.
Yeah, they cancelled everything. And then Ian Wright said he's not going to go on it either, innit?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've seen loads of people saying they're going to boycott watching it without him.
The whole thing is just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched Match of the Day once this season.
I haven't watched it in about, honestly, maybe even 4 years. Because any games that I don't watch live are just straight on YouTube. Watch the 3-minute highlights of the goals and.
Yeah, and it's just on Saturday night, I'd rather be gaming or something than watching MO2D or UFC's obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know if hopefully we'll get a few viewers coming in. Let me just let a couple of people know. It's a big 3 weeks, isn't it, coming up this week and then the next two. They're huge.
I'm just gonna message a few people.
Right, let me get my screen up. Have you made all your transfers and shit? You got a bit of a plan?
Well, I made one near the start of the week, and then I've been deciding ever since whether to free hit, bench boost, wild card, spend more points. So I don't really know what I'm doing. But I think now that we were just saying before we come on, Reece James is injured. My bench is shit anyway, so I'd have to spend a fair few points to make bench boost worth it. So that's out of the equation. So probably just one free transfer this week. But we'll have a look at the upcoming weeks as well.
Yeah. So I've got my team on the go here.
Yeah, that's looking prime. This is what I'm jealous about. The Liverpool, I know Liverpool haven't got a game next week, but it feels like you got to have at least one in there. The way they smashed United and obviously got Bournemouth. Yeah. Sick team.
Yeah, so I took a -4 last week to get Estupiñán and Tony in, which were both good shouts. But obviously, Matoma, I wish I'd got him in last week.
Yeah, I think Greg had the same
issue. Paj is here. Yes, Paj.
Right, Paj.
Rye's here. Hello, Rye.
Ryas, yep.
Ryas had a huge week last week. We'll come on to that. We'll do it in reverse order. So let's look at our teams and then we'll go on to last week. I think Rye was the only person I saw who'd captain Salah, which obviously massive. But yeah, so no Matoma last week cost me a bit, and I had Barnes. I started Barnes. I thought, Southampton away he might do something, but he got injured and came off at half time, and he got booked.
Shit, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, and he got booked. He got injured in the challenge that he got booked for, so he did 0 points.
And a lot of people put Maddison in as well, didn't they? Like Greg rather than
Matoma. Yeah. I think over the next few weeks, Maddison could be a good shout.
Yeah, it was a good shout. Just wasn't the game, unfortunately.
No, he should have had. I don't know if you watched it. Yeah, he put a cross in the last minute right on Suter's head, and Suter hit the bar.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he could easily have had an assist there. But I did all right anyway, considering when after the Saturday when Matoma got 13 points or whatever he got, I thought I was screwed. But then because not many people got Liverpool,
no.
Obviously, and then I had Trent and Gakpo. That worked out quite nicely for me in the end.
Oh, Gakpo must have been pretty huge for you, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. The only annoying thing was that he started off. He was the one who got the first brace, and he was looking good for 3 bonus points. And then in the end, Darwin and Salah fucking got in on the goals, and I think Gakpo only ended up with 1 bonus.
I think he did, yeah.
So, and obviously then, a few people had Salah, a few people.
I don't really understand that because, usually the way it works with bonuses, I think one of the massive factors in the points that you accumulate for bonus is, if your goal is the match-winning goal, which obviously the first goal is in that situation because United didn't score. So
yeah, but I think it's just that he got 2 goals, but I think Salah and Nunes both got 2 goals and an assist in the end.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, they took it. But anyway, I can't complain. And then this week I brought in Matoma for Neto, which was a terrible
Yeah.
shout. Although he did actually start last week. He
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he only got 1 point. I think they took him off quite early, but he did start.
Yeah, they got Newcastle this week as well, haven't they? So not really a favourable fixture.
Yeah. So Mitoma was the obvious one there, and then Rashford. Who did I bring Rashford in for? I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah, who would it have been?
I might have to look at my points. Mahrez. Yeah, obviously, ever since Foden's come back, Mahrez just. I mean, I was saying that last week as well. I was like, oh, it's lucky that Mahrez didn't come on at least. Like, so I had Tarkowski first on the bench, and Tarkowski came on and got 0. I brought Tarkowski in for the double game week last week, and he got 0 off 2 games, and then 0 again this week. Literally 3 appearances, and he's averaged 0 points.
And I had him 1 week before that where he got a clean sheet, but yeah, other than that, it's been
I took a -4 to get him in as well, and I think I had Ake, and I did.
That was it. Yeah, the 2 weeks you had him, he didn't play, and then the week you.
Did he?
No, last minute. No, yeah, because he got subbed off.
Yeah, he got subbed off in that Bournemouth game, so he was the only one to get a clean sheet, and then Newcastle they got another clean sheet. So fuck's sake,
unbelievable, Jeff.
Dry.
Now that's looking solid day for this week. It's pretty much the same team as me, other than the Liverpool boys. You got yours is looking. You can't really get any better than that. Don't necessarily think like it's worth making the transfers to get more double game weekers in, especially Brighton, because they ain't got a game next week. I mean, you are going to have 2 Liverpool that you're going to have to do something about next week.
I think my plan is to free hit next week, go with the best possible team I can. I'll get 3 Newcastle players in, probably.
They got Forest, don't they?
Yeah, they got Forest away. I was thinking I'll probably bring in Watkins.
Yeah.
Bournemouth at home. Probably Matters.
Maybe some Chelsea defenders. Although
you could try and bring in like Son and hope that he actually bags.
Well, that's what I was thinking about it. Yeah, but I mean that would be taking a punt on what he's shown so far this season.
Yeah, I know it would be. Yeah, it would be a bit of a. But then, I mean, the only people who will have him will be people who are free hitting, so it would be a differential.
Well, I might have him because I might be taking Haaland out, so I have the money, and then I could get him and Watkins.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
3 Arsenal. I've only got 2 Arsenal, so probably go back to 3 Arsenal for next week. So yeah, I think I'll free hit, and then I think. Well, I'll see how my team's looking but I might just wild card the week after.
Not bench boost. Oh, you've used it. I've used it. Probably a good shout to wild card then. Yeah, because I think once you've done that, the only other decent-ish double game weeks is meant to be 34 and 37, but I think there's only about 3 doubles compared to obviously you got 7 double game weeks in this week. So
yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping basically that if I do that for those next 2 weeks, I'll get I'll climb up the tables a bit, and then at least the last 8 games I'll sort of be a bit more in touch with sort of. I mean, hopefully, if I have a couple of good weeks, then fuck it. At least for the run in, I'll be in a better position.
Yeah.
Looking
back on it now, I think last week would have been a good week to wildcard, get a good double game week team for this week. Then, like you said, free hit in 28, and then you've all the players that are playing this week basically are also good for 20. So yeah, basically what you're doing anyway. But yeah, you could wildcard to max out, but your team's actually already. It doesn't need
the only thing for the 29 is obviously I don't know whether Liverpool will be the best because they've got Man City away and
Chelsea, but
Chelsea away.
Yeah. The only other thing is with that week, there's quite a few teams playing each other. Like teams you're going to have, like United have got Newcastle and Brentford, Brighton have got Brentford and Bournemouth, I think. But yeah, there's quite a lot of crossovers. So you're going to be obviously hoping for for example, a Rashford goal, but then that's you're not going to get your clean sheet for Ben Mee or whatever. But I don't think that can really be avoided. There's just too much. All the best teams are sort of all the teams that are in that Champions League mix are playing each other.
Yeah, I haven't worked out like my current team. So if I free hit next week and then I revert to this team, I haven't actually really worked out how it will look. Because if this team I've got at the moment, if there's already plenty of doubles in there, I haven't got bench boost anyway, then it might not actually be worth doing the wild card. It all just depends how.
No, I think you're right. I think you got Kappa's got a double, Eston and Matoma, Trent,
Trent,
everyone but the Arsenal boys basically, and Kane.
Yeah,
But
so
you could take Kane out for. Well, you could either get a premium midfielder and swap that around, or
is Jesus back anytime soon?
he should be. Well, yeah, I'm hoping that he's going to be at least on the bench this weekend. But if not, then I reckon he'll be back for that. Because isn't there an international break? Is it before that week, or it is, isn't it? There's an international break.
Yeah, well, this isn't until April, so yeah, it must be.
Yeah, I've seen a few people saying that maybe that's the only reason why game week 29 might not be great for bench boosters if you've got a lot of players traveling all over the world and then there's a lot of rotation going on. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, that's right. So there's a 2-week gap between next week and the one after. So, but that's the other good thing about the wild card, though. As well, it depends what, like on international duty, if a few players get injured or something, it might.
Then you could use it, yeah.
I'll see how it pans out. I'm not dead set, but definitely free hit next week. I'm going to go for it and just try and max out what I get. The other thing for this week is the captain choice is really difficult.
It is.
Because the players who have singles have really good fixtures, like Rashford at home to Southampton.
I know.
Playing at home to Forest. I know Tottenham are a bit shit at the moment.
Liverpool.
But that is the sort of game where he'll score a couple.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Bournemouth. So yeah, it's a tough one. I'm guessing most people are going to go for Matoma.
Yes, I think it's a toss-up, but I reckon it's probably 50-50 between Tony and Matoma. I mean, Tony's got 2 away games. I was having a look at some stats. He does actually outperform. He's better away than at home, only like marginally. But Brentford as a team are much better at home, so there's not much in it really. But yeah, they both got 2 good fixtures. I've seen a little thread about they'd noticed that Tony's been starting to play out on the left, and that Vissa's been going through the middle, so he's having a bit less of the ball, getting less of the ball in the box. And he does rely quite heavily on penalties.
Yeah, they're 2. Even though they're 2 away fixtures, though they're 2 good fixtures, aren't they?
They are. I guess the only other thing with Matoma is if they get clean sheets, he picks up a couple of little extra points there, and a couple of extra points for 1 point extra for goal. But yeah, it's tricky. But like you said, there's a case, you could easily say Rashford home to Southampton. You could see him bagging a couple there, the form that he's in.
Yeah.
Or if you have Salah, it's going to be hard not to want to captain him against Bournemouth. So yeah, I think this could be a key week where, you need the luck basically, and whoever gets the luck could fly up the table quite a bit.
Yeah, I am actually really undecided. I actually was thinking about Kane until they played in the Champions League, but
yeah,
it is just like Forest at home is a sort of game where we'll get 2 or 3. Like,
yeah, I think the only thing with Spurs is like in previous seasons where they've had a defeat, they've bounced back with a big win, and they don't seem to be doing that this year. But like you said, you could easily score a hat trick in that game.
The same with United. I mean, you couldn't hope for a better game to come back from that 7-0. I know they had the Europa League yesterday, but
they do score a lot of goals, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, and like Southampton at home is like literally they'll be wanting to, like, at Old Trafford, to go out and fucking smash them.
Yeah.
Rashford at home is tempting. I don't know. It's difficult. It's really difficult this week. Even Haaland away to Palace, like a few weeks ago, you would have just captained Haaland, like, no questions.
Yeah, I've even thought about taking him out this week, but I thought I can't, just in case he does something.
Yeah.
Exceptional, because obviously he ain't got a game next week either. So.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at yours then. Yeah. But yeah, my aim, I said a while ago, is to try and get into the top mill. I was like 2 mil a few weeks ago, a couple like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm now like 1.5. So I'm on my way. Yeah, I think that's a realistic target, but I'd like to do that just because it's
Yeah.
then it's not awful. If you get top mil, it's not terrible. It's just like it's just average. But
Right, can you see this?
yeah.
Yeah, so our teams are fairly similar. I mean, the midfield and strike force is pretty similar. I've just got Martinelli rather than Gakpo. So yeah, my only transfer is I've brought in me for Tarkowski. Seems to make sense with them having the double, and they've got you boys. No offense, next week. And you just think maybe with the way you defend set pieces, he could be a threat as well. And then obviously he's got the double game week like we just had in 29. So
yeah, I was going to bring me in, but that I'm hoping that Brentford concede basically.
Yeah, I don't think they're that great away from home, like I said. So I think maybe they might be lucky to get one clean sheet out of those two.
Yeah, but if he gets a goal, if he gets one clean sheet and a goal, whatever, yeah, he'll still be laughing.
Yeah, his obvious shout over Tarkowski has just made sense. So I've still got Trippier, where I think a few have taken him out in recent weeks, and obviously he's got a good game this week and next week. The only thing, like I said, is I ain't got any Liverpool, and I'm just kind of thinking, I know it's only one game against United, and they were at home.
Yeah,
but they did look bloody good, and it's like I could play a free hit. Like if I was going to play a free hit this week, I would probably think that Newcastle have got the best chance of a clean sheet. So I'd probably triple up on Newcastle defence. I'd probably triple up on Liverpool attack.
Although Wolves, a few like before Peggy would have said, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But Wolves have been a lot better recently. And that's
they have. They still didn't score many though, do they? But
no, not many. But like less chance of a clean sheet than there was a few weeks ago, I think. But it does look like a good fixture of a Trippier, and I've got away with not having him the last few weeks. But
yeah, I mean they haven't been so good recently, have they? So
I think Shaw as well. I mean, I did miss out a couple of times, but obviously happy he was still in a lot of teams last week. But I was thinking only a -1 seems like it's not enough for a fucking 7-0 loss. Like it feels like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like you almost get away with it a bit.
How did he? Is that what he got? Because I thought it was like after you concede 2 goals, you get minus a point for every. Is it not minus a point for every goal that you concede after that?
Still every 2.
Every 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's every 2. So 6 goals to get -3. Somehow he didn't get booked as well. I think he could easily have been booked. He was
definitely. Yeah, they were filth. Him and Bruno.
Yeah, and he was awful as well.
Yeah.
So I think -1, he actually people got away with that quite lightly.
Yeah, I think I had him on the bench.
I think that would be fair. I reckon like -1 every 2 up till 4, and then after 4 it should be -1 every goal. So he would have got -5.
5, yeah.
I think that would be fair.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that does seem a bit unfair to get spanked 7-0 and only get -1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like I was just saying before we come on, I got James. I brought him in. He didn't play. I think he was available, but he didn't play. And then now Potter's said today that he's injured again. He played against Dortmund in midweek, but supposedly I think he said he's ill, which I don't know. I think there's something more going on. I think he's got a longer term injury and they're just managing it. And I think Chilwell could be a shout in the next few weeks because he seems to be back to a bit of form. And Chelsea they're not conceding many.
Yeah.
Playing that well, but I think he's been creating a few chances.
Yeah, he was one. I think he was one. I was thinking I'll put in my free hit team next week, go home to Everton.
Yeah,
I think he's a good candidate from Chelsea for sure.
Yeah, it's hard with Chelsea, isn't it? Because like they brought Mudryk in, he's hardly even played.
Yeah,
the only decent-ish player that is Enzo, but obviously he doesn't really do anything fantasy-wise.
No, maybe Felix, but he's
what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking with Chelsea is I don't know if you've seen that in midweek Havertz took the penalty, and I was a bit annoyed that happened because there was a not press conference, but like an interview with Potter, and they said, "Oh, now Jorginho's gone. Who's the penalty taker?" And he said Havertz, and a lot of people probably wouldn't have picked up on that, but now that he's actually taken one, people are going to be cottoning on to that. So I think a lot of people might go Havertz over Felix next week. I think that's my plan, is keep this team the same. And then Haaland obviously hasn't got a game, so I'll be doing Haaland for Havertz. And Ruben Neves will be coming out. Can't remember what I was going to put in. Maybe Salah. Can't remember, but yeah, I think my plan is I've only got 3 doubles this week. I could take a -4. The only thing I'm thinking is with Chelsea having do you think you boys will score against Chelsea?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't bank on it. I would not bank on it.
But I'm thinking, like, you didn't create that many chances, so Kepa might not get many save points. And if you do score, then he's just going to get nothing. I could bring in that Still, because he's Brighton's number 1 now, apparently.
Yeah.
So I could put him in instead of Ward. So I'm just thinking, is it worth taking a -4 to bring in a guy that's got a double game week over a guy that's playing a team in the bottom half? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think Kepa's probably. I don't know if it'd be worth it.
I'm trying to be more restrictive on the transfers. It's hard.
Yeah.
And the other thing to say about I got well lucky last week because I had White starting. He didn't start the game. Obviously, we conceded after 10 seconds. He came on in the second. I called it as well. I was just like, White will come on and do something, and then sure enough, he did.
Yeah,
so I think a lot of.
You think that was a one-off though, that he was just rested.
Yeah, I don't know what I think so. Yeah, because it was like home to Bournemouth. I guess is a good opportunity. Like he started Vieira over Xhaka, which was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, Tomiyasu didn't look. I got a feeling that White's going to be in the team. He played in Europa League, which I was a bit surprised about. But I think Tomiyasu's like severely lacking on confidence. I think White's going to just play every game from now on. I think it's just a rest.
Yeah.
So my team for next week.
One sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just carry on.
Right. Next week. So yeah, obviously there's no Brighton. The main thing is no Brighton, no United, and no City. Of which I've got Haaland, Rashford, Shaw, and Matoma. So I'm effectively going to put those on the bench. I'll be putting Matoma, Rashford, and Shaw on the bench next week, and then I'll do a -4 Haaland for Watkins, or Havertz, sorry, and then Neves for Salah. I should have money for that. And then moving into game week 20, so that's I have a full 11 for a -4, and then for the double in 29, I'm going to do the bench boost. I think I'm going to have 12 players on a double and three Arsenal with a single, but they've got home to Leeds. I mean, I don't think too much better than that. So so over the next 3 weeks, I'm only going to use my bench boost, so I'll still have free hit and wild card for the remaining weeks, and I don't think there's going to necessarily be like an amazing opportunity to use them, but it's good to have them.
Exactly. No,
if I'm chasing, then I might need to put a few differentials in all at once. I can do that, or try and stabilize or whatever. So I'm in a pretty sweet position.
Yeah, I mean, not many people will have it left. Will have any like chips like that left at the end. So when there are like a couple of doubles at the very end, you could on that.
I think the only problem is that the doubles near the end are going to be mainly for City, United, and Brighton, especially Brighton, and obviously a lot of teams are going to have those players anyway. But yeah, quite a few people I've seen use free hit quite early on in the season. There must have been some random game week where.
There was that one where Arsenal and Man City didn't play.
It was that one, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been that one.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
All right, let's have a look at the pod league. Where are you overall now?
I think about 150,000. I didn't have a very good week this week, actually. So probably more like 200,000.
Oh yeah.
I only got 49 points last week, but in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a disaster.
No. Yeah, no, I think that's about what I ended up with.
Yeah, I think you probably beaten me the last couple of weeks, so it'd be interesting to see if you've caught up with me a little bit. A little bit.
A tiny bit. Just beat you. Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
It was looking way worse before that, but
hang on 100 points behind.
I mean, what was it? Last season we were on? It was about 17-10, and I came back and
yeah,
did I win or did we draw? I can't remember now.
we drew on the. I think
we
on
drew.
the last
We
game,
drew.
Yeah.
So I need a miracle like that again. I can't see it happening. Only 100 points behind you, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying,
it's not too bad. Yeah,
no, it's doable,
the head-to-head score is worse than the. It makes it look worse.
Look worse, yeah.
It is. 100 points is not too bad.
No,
Fucking hell, man! Like those, just that taking Shaw out at the wrong time and then taking Ake out at the wrong time. It's cost me.
Yeah, you'd probably be like only 60 behind.
Probably cost me like 30, 40 points.
Right.
The podcast league.
So I'm third. So who's above me then? We got. This is a couple of new names. This is a couple of new names.
There's been a bit of I mean it has been. Look how tight that is from like first down to like even.
Josh has dropped to 8th. Yeah, but we
Josh has had the last 2 weeks. I don't know what's happened to Josh. He's had a mare. Like I saw his team for this week. Have a look at it. He was playing a formation which I don't think I've ever played before, and you don't see it very often. 5-2-3.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking there. Like Gakpo on the bench, but playing.
Yeah, I mean I think United fan. That's clouded his judgment a bit there. I mean starting Castagna and Tarkowski and benching Gakpo, like. That he wouldn't have done too badly, to be fair, if he just swap one of them around.
Yeah, look at his bench; it's massive with Ward as well.
Yeah, no one really did well with the captain in it, but obviously Rye, Captain Salah, but most people Saka or Haaland, both didn't do great.
So let's have a look at Glenn then, considering he's at the top.
Yeah, 78. So he must have had Salah captain.
Yeah, 42. Shit, I didn't realize it was that big. And Darwin as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going to come good sooner or later, but you would never have thought it was going to be in that game.
No. That was one game where it was like sort of just stay away. I mean, I didn't have Rashford at least, which obviously most people kept him in.
So Rye had a big score, did he? How far have I got to scroll down to 5?
Yeah, Greg's dropped off a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Rye, me and Rye battling it out at the moment.
80, yeah.
Rye with 80, captain Salah. It's literally just that, isn't it? 42 points off one player.
Yeah, you're gaining 40 points on everyone else, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, what were the other captains? Yeah, Saka and
Haaland.
And Haaland, yeah.
Haaland got an assist at least, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, as you can see who the Liverpool fans are as well, because I think Peps or David Pocock, he got a high score. I think, he was Liverpool fan.
I had a mate in the Money League. I'm not sure if he's in this league. He had Salah, Darwin, and Trent, I think. Yeah, and he got like 92 points or something.
Yeah. But I'm not looking as out of touch as I was. I think, that's why I think if I can play a good free hit next week and then have a good wild card, at least, then there'll be like 8 games left, and we can be back in touch a little bit.
Yeah, this is my mate. Yeah, Salah, Darwin, Trent. Everyone else. He had White as well, and Matoma. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Edison's an interesting one. Like, he's the one City Gap player you can guarantee on 90 minutes every week.
That's true. Yeah. Kepa's sort of done well for us for a while, but
it might be time to jump ship.
Right, saying we're neck and neck. Yeah, I thought I was pulling away from you for a bit, to be fair, but you just leapfrogged me. So fair play. I'm gonna be keeping an eye out on your scores for the rest of the season for sure.
So I got a cheeky win there on a low score. I'm happy with that.
What's funny is that you're smashing me on the head-to-head. What was it, 17-8 or something? Whatever. But I'm above you in this league.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you are. Yeah.
I just lost this week, which is annoying. So I was on a really good little run, but Sam Coles beat me only by 5 points. But
42.
yeah,
Oh, Greg
good
got
work for
smashing
you.
by Rye, yeah.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, 41 points in a week. That's big. Purnell scraped to win. So yeah, I don't know how the league's looking now, but
Yeah. I must
this
be
is
doing right in this, I think.
yeah, this is one
Right
where
in mid-table, but okay, yeah.
oh no, so you've gone back above me now, just because you've gone back above me now, but Sam Coles is top. That's mad. Because he's got a decent score to be fair, and yeah, Purnell's doing well in this one as well. See, I'm beating Purnell in our head-to-head now. I think I've won 5 out of the last 6 or something against him.
Dropped off.
Yeah, but he's doing well in this one. Yeah, this one it's get a good little run. Or check, see what the fixtures are. This is where I need the wins big.
Oh, I've got Kev. Where are you?
Okay, that's tough. I got Dom. Dom's doing quite well.
Yeah,
he's right up there.
Billy's got Greg.
Right, so where is Greg this evening? Don't know. It's a good question. You have to ask him. Yeah, it's. I think I don't know. We'll have to get his opinion, his take on what's gone wrong a bit the last few weeks because he was flying, but it's hard to keep it going. To be fair,
yeah, it's like because he done his wild card and it was looking like a really good team, but I don't think it's really worked out since he done it. But I think that's when he started.
No, I think he maybe jumped the gun on that a little bit because he was doing quite well before that. He didn't really need to. Maybe he didn't need to do it so early.
Yeah. Is that all the leagues?
Yeah. That's the Wild Leagues.
Yeah. Let's have a little look at the old transfers.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be
I'm guessing Mitoma will be.
Yeah, Brentford and Brighton.
Yeah. So is it just them two have doubles, or is there? Oh yeah, no, Southampton.
And Palace, like someone like Zaha could be a sneaky.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he's recently come back, and but it could be. And then obviously like Ward Prowse, I guess. But apart from that, in those two teams, there's no one that you'd really. No one that was worth taking a gamble on.
It's interesting that quite a few are still bringing in Liverpool, like Trent and Van Dijk there, even though they ain't got a game next week. And then the following week, they've got a double, but it's City and Chelsea, so that's a bit surprising. Chilwell, like we said, is up there. Pinnock scored last week, so the chance he's going to score again, I don't know.
Yeah, he's cheap, I suppose.
Yeah.
McAllister, I saw someone in our league had him. I think they did a free hit or a wild card, and they had him on the bench. They had Mitoma starting, but Mark McAllister on the bench. He got like 14, I think.
Yeah, he scored 10 last year, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I suppose it's mainly because he's on pens, isn't it? But I did think in hindsight, I'd already brought in Mitoma, but it might have been if I wanted a differential, McAllister might have been a shout.
Yeah, or
Mark is one of them. I still don't really know. Like, is he an attacking midfielder or a winger? Or
the last few seasons he's been playing wing back, but from what I think this season he's playing like right wing forward, and supposedly the manager, like, can you remember, was he the Sassuolo manager at some point? Was he the one that got that left-footed Italian matey playing well?
Berardi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think supposedly like that's how his team's like attacking that area. So that's why. But I say reaping the rewards. I don't think he scored. He only scored his first goal in like I swear like a few hundred games. Like how many has he actually got? 5 goals.
Well, they've had 5 goals and 6 assists, not bad. But they've had him and like that Pascal Grobe for ages, and like I don't watch enough of them to know like who's a better shout out of those two or like.
Yeah.
But every time I know that they were already doing well under Potter, but every time I look at their stats recently, they're fucking absolutely dominating their games. Like 70-80% possession, and just like the other teams are barely getting a look in. So Yeah, they're insane at the moment.
Yeah. And they've got that Colwell that I had in my team. I think he's back this week, so that'll shore up their defense. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Good for them to have him back. Obviously, Foden's been on it recently, so yeah, not
It'll be
surprised.
typical. It'll be typical this week that Mahrez plays instead of Foden and scores like 2. That would be. I mean, yeah,
it is pure luck in the City. It's just not worth.
No.
I'd rather just have Ward-Prowse in my team all season and just not move him than.
Yeah, you can't even rely on KDB now, so it's just like
no.
It's basically Edison and Haaland, and that's it.
Yeah, that is the only 2 you can rely on.
Did you see that Kyle Walker thing?
No, what? Something about was he drinking?
Mate, he is a wrong un.
What's he been up to?
Like, it was he went to the. It's just like all CCTV, or it might even be, I don't know, it might even be customer footage. I think it's CCTV from a pub that he went to or a bar. Yeah. It's only like 7 o'clock on a Sunday. It's like the day after they played. And he's absolutely battered. He's like stumbling all over the place. And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't normally recommend going to the Sun website, but it's worth a watch. It's just like, what the fuck? In England International, you play for Man City. It's 7 o'clock in like a bar that's like not even like a nightclub where you're kind of at least covered in darkness and loads of people. I don't know. It's mad.
Wasn't he the one during lockdown that had like loads? He like paid for loads of girls to come around or whatever. 2
escorts, I think.
Yeah.
And he left his missus and then he hooked up with another woman, got her pregnant, and then went back to his missus is stuck with him through all of this. It's like, what is she doing? Seriously. But surely he'll be at risk of not starting. I mean, I don't think he's in many teams anyway, but surely, Lewis fucking suspended or something. I don't know. You watch the video and judge for yourself.
I will do. And obviously, we're still waiting to see what goes on with Tony about the betting stuff. And he's 2 yellows away from a ban, I think, because he didn't get booked last week, so he should be fine for next week. Well, yeah, obviously he will be fine for next week unless he gets a red card and double game week 29. Yeah. Watkins has been on a bit of form recently as well, hasn't he? And this Johnson has picked up a few goals. He looks like an all right player, to be fair.
Yeah. He has been decent recently, but I think Watkins definitely next week. I think this week, obviously, me and you, our teams only had like 2 or 3 different players. The captain choice is going to be the big one.
I think at the moment I'm going to go for Matoma.
I probably would do that if I didn't think that everyone else would. And I just think at this stage of the season, there's no point. I don't know. It's like, Also, Matoma to me, I mean, now I've put him in, so it'll probably be shit. But he feels a bit like another Almiron, where like sooner or later, like, can it really?
He's written a thesis on dribbling, hasn't he? He knows his shit.
Is it?
Do you not know about that?
Nah.
Yeah, he wrote for his postgraduate. He wrote a thesis on the art of dribbling. So every time he's playing, and me and used to watch him because we spotted it. Like the first time we seen him play, they brought it up in commentary. So now every time it's like, oh, the art of dribbling. Like here he is.
I mean, to be fair, 13, 11, 10, 6, 8, 7 with only 2 blanks in the last 7 games.
Yeah. That's basically since Trossard went.
It's hard to ignore, man. Then part of me is thinking Rashford. I don't know. It's one of those. I'm going to take it.
I think he'll definitely score 1 at least. So the other thing about this week, which is a reason you could play the bench boosters, I think everyone will be putting their best teams out before the international break. Whereas obviously after the international break, there might be a few getting rested. Yeah, Matoma for me, Rye.
I think so. I think it's one of them. I'm gonna have to take a look tomorrow and just take a punt. I think I'm like, Yeah, I would go Matoma. The only reason why I'm thinking not to is because I think everyone else will, and then I don't know if at that point. I guess the thing is with a double is that you're probably going to get 2 and 2. So the minimum you're going to do as a captain is 8.
Yeah,
And then if you get anything else on top of that, it's going to be decent.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll just have a look tomorrow and just make a last minute.
It could be
call.
one of those where you have like roughly a third of people Matoma, a third Tony, and a third like Salah or Rashford.
Yeah,
But then the rest of your team, you don't have. Some teams don't have those players. I think everyone will end up on like equally high-ish points.
yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this week's sort of the catch one's the big one, but the next two, the next week and the week after, I think is where we're going to see some interesting.
Yeah, the people who haven't
teams.
planned ahead could be getting stung. Like if you've got the thing is, like we said, most people haven't really got more than 2 City. Most people probably only got 1.
Yeah.
So they. Whereas before this was looking like a week where you're definitely going to need free hit. Now, if you've worked it out, then you could potentially get away with maybe either playing 10 players, or you might even manage to get 11 with just a -4 or a -8. So
yeah, it's not having any Newcastle, which screws me really.
Mm.
Like more than anything else.
Yeah, the other ones, like you said, in other seasons, you'd be wanting to put Kane and Son in, but I'm not that fussed about it.
Yeah.
I think Watkins is probably a better shout than, to be honest, home to Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think I might go from a front three of like Watkins, Kane, and then maybe Iheanacho. I suppose it could be Tony. Yeah, no, I suppose it could be Tony. Or Isaac, maybe.
Yeah, I think they started Wilson last game and he was crap. So I'm interested to see if he should. Every time he comes on, he looks good. So I think it's only a matter. Hopefully, this week we'll see him start, and then
I suppose the only problem is that same with Iheanacho is never going to play 90, whereas like someone like Tony probably does.
But Iheanacho he gets his chances and he plays 70 minutes or whatever. He had 2 great chances. Was it last week he had 2 great chances?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he should have buried both of them really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but we'll come back next week and see how it's looking. That would be interesting to see what people are actually going to do. There will be some who have already used their free hit and are a bit screwed team-wise. So
yeah, definitely
they might be in a bit of trouble.
Is there a midday tomorrow or?
Yeah, it's the Bournemouth-Liverpool game.
That could define my weekend if they smash Bournemouth and I ain't got anyone. Then, yeah, that could be a bad start.
Yeah.
It's tempting to I could spend a -4 and put Gakpo in instead of Neves, but then it seems pointless because I'll only be putting Martinelli on the bench. I've got Martinelli, who's an all right candidate for this week anyway. So it's like,
well, now he's starting up front as well, isn't he? Like it looks like they've fully just gone for him over Nketiah for the foreseeable now. So
channeling is in a George Weah.
Yeah, that was sick last night. Yeah,
shame to finish it. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, the defender did well to get back. To be fair, but yeah, that would have been class. Yeah, but I think now, it's sort of I'm a bit annoyed. Well, it's he's sort of whereas a few weeks ago he was looking dodge. Now he's actually playing up front. Looking good. Well, saying good luck to you. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck,
man. And yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, man.
So.